What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the red color, playing as Thor. His name is Mariano. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Loki. His name is reDo. This game, well, the map is Tundra, but this game is played on the Overhaul patch. This series is played on the Overhaul patch. This is a $100 show match showcasing some of the new exciting changes that are in Overhaul patch at this point. Well, we're currently in a testing phase where I'm still trying to iron out the kinks. So these kind of super high competitive games are exactly the sort of input data that one needs to make a good decision about changes to make the game more competitive. So we'll see how it's all going to go. But for those uninitiated in what we've been doing is over the past couple of weeks, months even, this is a patch designed to really shake up the meta, shake up what's strong, shake up what's possible, shake up all the different power imbalances, and really change the way the game is played and basically the pathway through Age of Mythology to find victories is going to be a little bit different, so to speak, just because it's some small changes. So just to start off, the small list of changes as everyone's scouting around trying to figure out what to do in this game, the small list of changes. Norse, they can build town centers with their villages now, which is a huge boost to their late game. It's also a slight boost to their early game if they want to try that out, and also a big help in the mid game when, say, it's 2 town centers apiece, their opponent gets a 3rd town center and they start pressuring your opponent, the Norse player's 3rd town center. They just can't build it because they've got to use their army to fight. It can be very, very unfair. So that's just one change that's happened in this Overhaul patch. As we do see the temple getting dropped over here for Mariano. Another couple of other changes that have happened is Norse also gets a nice quality of life improvement on their ox cart. A lot more survivability with it because it now regenerates. So you can't just move in and snipe the ox cart super easily, and you can't just like dwindle the HP down until it's dead with little light taps over time. It's going to be able to stay alive for a lot longer. I would have liked to be able to give a repairing feature to the ox cart, but it just didn't seem to work out the best there. And now the really big change is. Well, actually, before we get to the really big change, the next change that Norse got is their Thrown Axemen and their Raiding Cavalry have been buffed. So Thrown Axemen now dealing 175% bonus damage against infantry units all across the board instead of just against Hoplite Murmillo, and also a little bit of extra HP on those Raiding Cavalry and Thrown Axemen, as well as a train time reduction of Thrown Axemen, Raiding Cavalry, and I believe Herser have also received that train time reduction. And then finally, the big one is the Ragnarok has been changed. Ragnarok is now a Well of Urd. Bam! Well of Urd, which spawns 5 Ragnarok heroes every minute, forever. Very similar to the Plenty Vault in that it can get taken away, but 5 Ragnarok heroes every minute. So we'll see how Loki from reDo is going to enjoy these changes as he is moving out onto this hunt right now. We do see Mariano's moving forward with his own Herser here. Very, very early attack moving through here for Mariano as reDo taking just a little bit of harass at the moment. Herser's starting to come out as well. He has to pull off of this wood line, but he will be able to get some dudes coming fairly shortly. But the early game advantage will be in favor of Mariano to start this one off, as we do see the first relic coming in, Anvil of Hephaestus. Now, this relic hasn't been changed, but other relics have been changed on this patch. If we take a look at the other potential relic on the map, which is down here, that is the Tail of Cerberus. I believe that relic is also not being changed, giving you a reduction in myth unit special attack. So basically, every relic that kind of felt maybe a little bit useless has been buffed or changed, and every relic that feels fun and exciting and has a niche use of some sort is left in there. There are a couple of relics that have felt like way too strong that have been toned down, but you see the full list of changes at the Overhaul patch log there if you really want to go and take a look at that. We can talk about relics as they pop up and all the other good stuff. As we do see reDo starting to put some pressure on. His troll is on the front. The Herso coming through for Mariano at the moment. I'm surprised to see Mariano actually going in with Hall of Thane's Herso at the moment. I would have expected to see the Thrown Axeman coming out because they are much better against Herso now as well. So Loki doesn't have that huge advantage over Thor and Odin just because of the Hall of Thane's Herso. They get taken out much easier. Which means you basically need to ensure you're building raiding cavalry to deal with those Thrown Axemen. Otherwise, even though you've got the speedy Herso that can get onto those Thrown Axemen, they're just not going to be as useful. Anyways, we are seeing now reDo shuffling up to the top side of the map here to defend himself as Mariano moving forward. Hall of Thane's about to pop here for Mariano first as the engagement is going to be happening. We do see Mariano deciding to not take this fight, even though he does have that slight advantage. But good micro thus far from both players, keeping everything alive. And reDo and Mariano probably just going to be trying to jockey around, finding some sort of an advantage here in the end. Mariano does have a slight economic lead on reDo because he does have those Thor dwarfs out, but it's a very, very equal game at the moment as both players just spamming Herso into each other. One thing that Mariano probably shouldn't be wanting to do here is take trades, as both players are just... They're flexing their APM here as they're just moving backwards and forwards. reDo does get a couple of shots off before heading to the top side of the map, realizing there are some villagers up here to raid, as Mariano quickly moving away from that one before engaging these Herso, as Mariano realizes he does not want to take a fight at this point. As we do see a Valkyrie spawn there. Great micro there from Mariano, keeping his low HP Herso alive, but really taking this fight at this moment. Who is going to be winning this one is the big question. Do we see any upgrades here for Mariano? No. Any upgrades for reDo apart from Hall of Thanes? No. As reDo gets another Valkyrie spawn here. 2 Herso down, 3 Herso down for Mariano as reDo only loses it looks like he lost 2 here actually, so fairly equal change as Mariano is going to be getting himself watchtowers, pulling himself back into his main base over here, and he's going to have to play very, very safe following this one up as reDo going to be traversing around the map looking for something to do. This Thrown Axeman has been caught out of position here. You don't want to be throwing that one away as Mariano does pull it back. He does have access to the healing spring. If he can garrison into this one, it should be nice and safe. It doesn't need to. Just going to run for the healing spring. No problems where that's concerned. As reDo going to be searching around the bottom of the map here for something to find. There are a handful of elk here, but not that useful. There's also berries on this position, which Mariano is going to need to defend here. If reDo spots that, it's going to be disaster for Mariano. It's reDo going to sneak up to this top position here. There is a beautiful wall set up by Mariano to defend his wood line. He can move through that, move up to this tundra tree over here and be very, very safe. As the Herso are going to come through, he does see a Einhjar here. As reDo does spawn that Einhjar, he does give a considerable amount of favor over to Mariano there to deal with that one. Is this house on the front here looking like it's about to get taken out? Great raid here from reDo, but not going to be able to do all too much as this Valkyrie over here going to get almost taken out by the Thrown Axeman and the Herso. One house does end up falling there as reDo returns back home. You're going to have to think about where to go next. Do you go for a town center? Do you go for the heroic age? It does look like reDo is wanting to go for the heroic age here in this matchup, as the Herso are going to be pulling back. They do see this Tale of Cerberus, and they will be picking that one up. I do think this is a great relic here for Loki. It's going to help the Frost Giant that you're going to be getting. It's going to help the Battle Ball you're going to be getting. It's going to be helping the Mountain Giants you're going to be getting. It's going to help the Fire Giants you're going to be getting. It's going to help the Einhjar you're going to be getting. Lots of myth units for Norse have got that recharge time that is very, very useful. The special attack that's really, really useful. Getting that one off much more is a really big help. As the dwarves here finishing up on the hunt, or not the hunt, but the berries there, and it looks like one final dwarf going to come out, and now reDo can just send everyone on to this gold over here, as he is going to be motoring ahead in this game. Did we see Dwarven Mine held here? We didn't see Dwarven Mine held by Mariano, so he will be hitting a problem in the near future, which is going to be, how does he get a second gold mine against the flaming weapons? Because he's not going to be in the heroic age to defend against this. But we'll see how it's going to go as the Herso moving up onto this position. It's 15 Herso for Mariano to 16-ish on this position, I believe, for reDo. So a slight advantage for reDo, as Mariano is still trying to find himself a little bit of food here to advance to the next age, as the 70% is coming through for reDo. This timing attack here from reDo is going to hit nastily on this position. As the Valkyrie come through, they do spot this here. We do have a handful of Herso that are already in for Mariano, as reDo going to be retreating away. We do see Mariano coming back onto this position. He's going to be meeting reDo here in the middle of the map, as the units swinging around onto this position. And we'll see if Mariano can hold here or not, as Mariano does get the resources in terms of food to advance here, but he does not have the gold at this point to advance, as he does cut that throw and axe. When we see the Herso swinging around onto this position, going to be looking to hit the gold villages of reDo. Great idea from Mariano to try and find some sort of reverse damage. Look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 villages going down, but the dwarves are hit over here. How many villages can Mariano get on this raid at all? I mean, 1 goes down, 2 goes down. Villager differential here is 5 villages for reDo in advantage. But it does look like for now, Mariano, he's going to be pushed off of gold. And the differential here at the end of this trade is still 5 dwarves, or 5 villager advantage for reDo, as the slower Thor Herso, even with Hall of Thanes, they are slower, going to try and retreat out of this position. We see a Townsend now coming down for reDo, as he realizes that Skadi is going to be on the way, as the Dwarves going to come back in onto this position. It's 115 population for reDo, 105 for Mariano, as the Herso do come onto the battle boards over here, going to be retreating back, no problems where that's concerned, as reDo pushes through the main base. Oh, sorry, Mariano pushes through the main base of reDo, does take a little bit of damage, but he will be able to get out of here. reDo claiming this town center, that's going to be a big, big help for him moving forward. And Mariano now pushing over here. He does spot this town center going up. Can he prevent it from going up here? reDo can utilize his dwarves here to build this if he so chooses, as the fight does commence. This is a decent fight here for Mariano, because he does have those throwing axemen, which should help out a ton. But the battle ball flings the units forward here. Is a market going to be coming up? That town center is still going up with just the 1 Herso from reDo, but he's deciding not to finish it up with those villages here just yet, as it does look like reDo manages to hold this position, winning that fight beautifully, as the frost comes down from Mariano, and Mariano does decide to tap out in that game. reDo a little bit too strong here, even with all of the little bit of help from the throw and axeman there. But I think that Mariano just tried to match the Hall of Thanes Herso a little bit too much, instead of maybe making himself that second longhouse a little bit earlier, making some more early throw and axemen. Could have been a better way to find an advantage early, and then kind of move back and grab a town center or something potentially on this position here, being able to eat this hunt, get heroic age, and be in a great position to continue fighting in this game. But trying to match the Loki with the Hall of Thanes Herso doesn't quite work out as great as you might expect. But a really well-played game from reDo to start the series off. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed it, please consider to follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.